Remember that whole story about her emails, her being Hillary Clinton's emails? I'm sure you can remember. Hillary, the story went in 2016, was so irresponsible by her use of a private email server that she should not be president. And instead, it should be Donald Trump. In fact, they would chant lock her up over her emails. Michael Flynn led a chant, endless chants, lock her up, lock her up, lock her up. But instead, it is actually Donald Trump whose administration was riddled with private email servers, encrypted messaging apps, private email accounts, messaging apps, and the like. The whole story of Trump will be responsible with information, Trump will be responsible with emails, Trump will do it all the right way, have records for everything, Presidential Records Act. It was BS. And we know that Ivanka and Jared were using personal email for business related to their roles as advisors to Donald Trump. But now there's an even bigger bombshell revelation on this exact issue. We have now learned that Donald Trump's last and final chief of staff, he had a few, his last and final chief of staff was Mark Meadows. Mark Meadows used, here we go, his own personal cell phone for White House business, one personal Gmail account, a second personal Gmail account, and the encrypted messaging app Signal, all for official White House business. These people are pathetic and they're liars, but they win by doing this stuff. And I'll get to that in a moment. This is all coming out now, along with the PowerPoint planning the Trump coup, which we talked about yesterday, thanks to a 51-page report from the House Select Committee investigating the January 6 riots. In looking at whether to hold Mark Meadows in contempt, the House put out a report detailing his different actions. And this includes the revelation that Meadows was using Signal, the app, his personal mobile phone, and 2 personal Gmail accounts for White House business. Government officials are supposed to use government-issued accounts and services to communicate about their work. They're supposed to forward private messages to government accounts to have transparency and accountability and to create a record. Trump bragged about he would have the most transparent administration in history, and Meadows didn't do it. Meadows is not the only one. Remember that this was the reason Trump said don't vote for Hillary in 2016. But Melania Trump used private email. Ivanka Trump did it. It's a very, very long list of people. And yet nobody's chanting lock him up, lock her up about the Trump family and staff who did this exact same thing. I haven't heard Trumpists demanding Mark Meadows be imprisoned as a result of this. They are nowhere because they don't actually care about this when a Republican does it. And this is one of the reasons they win. That's the important thing. The hypocrisy is not new. I doubt many of you are shocked to hear that Mark Meadows was doing this. And of course they are hypocrites. We knew that. That's not surprising. But another reason they win is that they do this stuff brazenly. They bend the rules on voting. They bend the rules on everything they can. They'll write new rules. They'll throw rules out. They'll get rules canceled. They'll attack their opponents on any basis they can. And when it comes to them, they ignore it all. They ignore their values. They don't apologize. They don't even justify it to their voters, and that's why they win. They don't even go into the position of justifying it to their voters. They just ignore it. Everything and is ignored, and they just power through, and they don't care about being exposed as hypocrites. Democrats, on the other hand, and I get it because I don't want to be called a hypocrite. I don't want to be a hypocrite. Democrats actually try to avoid being hypocrites. And when they are, they address it, even if it's to say it's defensible for whatever reason. Republicans don't do that. So Democrats ultimately find themselves in positions where the only way to proceed is look like hypocrites and cop to it, or play just as dirty as Republicans in some way, shape, or form. Understand that Republicans wanted to jail Hillary for this. And tons of people were doing the exact same thing in Donald Trump's staff. And they don't even pretend to apologize for it or write it off as different. They just plow through. And it's part of why they continue to win. How Democrats deal with that, I don't know. Because as I've said before, redistricting, to pick something. For a while, redistricting is going to be done in a partisan way. Republicans will use it to their advantage when they have an opportunity to gerrymander. Democrats have to do the same. We have to change the system, but Democrats have to do the same while that's the system. This other type of stuff, demanding people be extrajudiciously locked up when they haven't even been accused of a crime because of the revelation that they use private email or whatever, I get it. We don't want to stoop to their level. Their level is disgusting. So what do you do to win? I don't know the answer. But this is a perfect example of how Republicans are throwing very heavy stones from weak glass houses, and yet nobody throws any stones back. I don't know what the answer is, but I'm curious to hear from you. We are almost at the end of the year. It's shocking, actually, that 2021 is already almost over. We want to start off 2022. It's an election year, and the election is going to start, I think, quite early. We want to start off with a bang of sorts. As I've told you, we've seen a decline in membership over the last 4 months of the year, a lot of people struggling financially, etc. On January 1st, we are going to do a midterm 2022 kick off the year with a bang membership blowout like nothing that has ever happened before. You know how Trump says it should never be allowed to happen again? Well, our accountant and lawyer are telling me already, whatever you're doing on January 1st, don't do it again because it's going to be crazy. But we are going to do a wild membership discount on January 1st. Want to start off strong. I would love for you to get a membership on January 1st. You want to be notified of how to take advantage of the insane, immoral discount we're going to be offering. Just get on my mailing list at joinpacman.com. And on January 1st, you'll get an email from me telling you exactly what to do to take advantage of this. It's crazy. Hopefully the IRS has no rules against outrageous membership discounts, because if they did, we'd be screwed. We'd be heading to Audit Central, let me put it that way, or ARDIT, as Trump likes to call them. Get on my newsletter, davidpacman.com, and you'll be notified January 1st. One of our sponsors is Kamikoto, making elegant, high-end, beautiful Japanese steel kitchen knives using traditional techniques from Honshu, Japan. I've been a big fan of Japanese kitchen knives for a long time. They have some great advantages. When you look closely at a Kamikoto knife, you see the quality of the ironwork. They only use Japanese steel. Every knife comes in a perfect heavy-duty ash wood box, makes storage really easy. It looks great in your kitchen or drawer. The balance of the knives is just amazing. I've been using them for everything. Every knife comes with a lifetime guarantee. On their website, you can see the complete list of chefs at Michelin star restaurants who use Kamikoto. And through this partnership they're doing with us, Kamikoto is giving you $50 off on top of their other special offers. Just go to kamikoto.com/Pacman and use the code Pacman for $50 off. The link is down below.